about to present to you today is an exercise that dates back 2,000 years. So it must have some merit to last that long. It started, it's an ancient Chinese secret, no pun intended. So what I'm about to show you has been beneficial to me for over 35 years. So we're going to start off with the first exercise. It's called the big hug. The big hug is done out of the horse stance. Horse stance is called a horse stance for the obvious reason. It looks like you're riding a horse. Your toes are out, your crotch is out, your legs are back here, pressed out. This is where you turn through the exercise, but you do not want the bottom part of your body to move. All right? So the way to check your stance is let your hands swing at your shoulders lightly. If your fingertips just gently touch the sides of your thighs, you're in a good position. If you go like that, or if you go like this, you understand what I'm saying. So go like this, and you'll see me, even after 35 years, swing my arms to make sure that I am in the correct position that I should be to do this exercise. Now you want to bend down until the top of your knees cover your toes. If you look down and see your feet, no good. Right? There. Okay? Now, when you put your arms out like this, this is called the big hug, and it's done 3 to 5 minutes. This is the first exercise out of 24 that comprise the body program. The hands are fingers together, the thumb is like this, the hands turned down, the arms are almost all the way out with little bend. Do not do the ruptured duck, okay? So you come here, and you hold this for 3 minutes. As you're holding this, breathe down to your groin and up through your back, circulating the air. So it'd be down, bring the air up, and stops at the upper lip. Let's do that again, right? So you exhale to the groin, up the back, up the top of your head, and it stops here. This circular breathing is to run your chi. Okay, it takes that much chi to make that much chung hei. What did I just say? Okay, chi is the intrinsic life force that emanates your flesh. It's what the Curlian photography shows. If you develop a lot of chi, you'll get chung hei. That goes to the marrow of your bones. And this will make you very powerful no matter how old you get. So it's well worth pursuing this. Okay? After 3 minutes, do the same thing, but turn your hands up. This is called carrying the bowl, right? Ever see the one where the guy's carrying the world? Okay? You do this for 3 minutes. Okay? After I describe this exercise to you, and the second part of this DVD, I will actually do the exercise with you, for you can work along with me. Okay? Now, after 3 minutes, you hold this for 1 minute. The big hug is done in between each and every exercise. It's a way to give you a little breather from the exertion. I think it'd be very difficult to run these consecutively without some kind of break, but you don't want to be just standing around. So this way you can get your breath and resume the exercise. Now, buffalo goes to the sea. You put your arms out and you come down like this. You bring up your arms, and if someone were to set a tray of drinks on your back, they would not fall. Matter of fact, there have been students of the art who have actually had the people set trays of things on their back in this position. You hold this for 2 minutes, then reach between and stretch as best as you can for 1 minute here. Then you bring it up. Hold this for 1 minute. Okay? Now, rabbit on parade, you bring your hands down like this, you bring them up, you turn them over, and you bring them down. You bring them up, you bring them down, you lift to the solar plex, you turn over, and you shoot them down. Kind of looks like that when you speed it up, but here. Just keep doing it until you get the rhythm. You feel it? Okay, then you do this for 1 minute. Now, eagle's claw, you bring out your hands, you do what's called a dragon tail. You put your thumb, these 3 fingers together, you turn it like that. The tension's on the wrist like an arrow of tension this way, one this way. Right there's where the tension's at. So you're here, bring it back, bring them up by your head. Now push out like you're pushing something, a human, okay? Like you're pushing somebody away. And you get to the end, come here and roll them until you feel the tension. Bring them back, push out. Bring them back, push out. Bring them back, push out, and try to get it smoothly. To do it smoothly is the key. Don't jerk like that, okay? You will do what you practice. If you practice wrong, you'll do it wrong. So do it right. You won't have to take care of that later on. So, nice and smooth. Okay? 1 minute. Cat chases the mouse. You cross over till the elbows are here. You bring them here, you roll it up, and you shoot it down. Here. Now you hear my elbows hit, and they're supposed to, okay? Don't do this. Don't come out wide. Come across, here, here, here. Right? That's the cat chases the mouse. Let me get a drink of water. Okay, the next exercise is called the whip. Once again, you use the dragon tail here. Elbows up, bring it into the chest, snap out like this. And where you do them fast, okay? It's called the whip. But always keep the elbows up, or you can do it that way, okay? Now, this one, if you hold it in front of your hands here, when you come back, it's called the big 8. You turn here and come out. Here, here, come out. Here, here, come out. The nice thing about a DVD, you got it, you can slow it down, can't you? So, this is called the big 8. Now, understand that you need to isolate the bottom part of your body from the top. That's where you get the twisting action that is intrinsically important to all these exercises. And you really need to concentrate on that. And you don't want to come up like this, okay? I've told students in the past, imagine that there's a ceiling right above your head and a nail. And if you come up, that nail is going to hit you in the head. I know it sounds silly, but if you visualize this, you trust me, you will not come up out of your stance, all right? So here is the big 8. All right, now, bird flies through the clouds. Your hands are like this. You come down. This is it. This is to get you in the habit of moving fluidly from side to side. It's called the bird flies through the clouds. Very simple to do. Okay, of course you want to do it for the 1 minute. Now, oddly enough, the next one is called pulling the sheep. Why anybody would want to pull a sheep, I do not know. But if you ever come and encounter a sheep and wish to pull him, this is the procedure. You reach here, you pull in front, here, here. But remember, see the isolation? My legs ain't moving, right? So what happens in time, that if you would use this in a self-defense situation, you could grab someone and throw them right into the wall. And I mean really throw them hard, because you've been doing this for a long time and you've developed that type of muscle, okay? Very important, very important. Okay, do this again. Okay, the next one is called reptile turns over, or some people call it an arm grab. It's a very, very good exercise. You put your hand here. Now remember, when you make a fist, do not put your thumb underneath here. Take your thumb and bite down on these 3 fingers here. When you turn your wrist out, make sure that your wrist is in line with these 2 knuckles, not this way. You hit something, you're going to break your wrist. If you have it this way, okay, it's going to stiffen up your wrist, give you a lot better punch, and give you a lot better technique, okay, my opinion. So, put the hand here, you bring it up, you roll it over, and once again, again, act like you're pushing something away from you. Act like you're scooping up sand out of like you have a bowl of sand is the best way I can explain this. And scoop it up, then roll your fingers back with the thumb and pull back. Up, out, scoop, pull, back. Now, once again, if you reach out and grab somebody by the lapel, you have that, you have that power. So if they look silly to you, well, you're not alone in that observation, but they're far from silly. They build a very good power base that you can operate from, and this exercise has been proven to be efficient and very helpful to anyone who does it. So hang in there, okay? This is the arm grab, or the reptile turns over. Okay, once again, you put your hands up here, and let's hold that for a while. Okay, the next one is elephant swings his head. Imagine this is the tusk, and this is the trunk, and he's swinging his head back and forth. This is the elephant swings its head. Like I said, imagine this is the tusk and this is the trunk. And he's going like this, and that's called elephant swings its head. Okay, the next one is called the tiger's claw. Comes out of this position, hands in front, bring them down, roll them up, roll them heel to heel, roll them to finger, here, here. I know what you're thinking, but you'll get this, okay? Here, here, down, just count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do it real slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? What happens is you'll develop a rhythm in time, but it's very awkward in the beginning. I realize this. So I sympathize with you. I've been doing it 35 years, so to me it's second nature. To you it will become second nature, but remember, do not rush. Every time you rush to learn an exercise, inevitably you're going to do it wrong. Guarantee you that. Do it very slow, like Tai Chi even. So like if you're here, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and do it slow, slow, slow. Later on, once the schema and your mind has been developed and you've done it so many times, then you can add speed, okay? The next exercise is called horse stumbles its feet. This is an easy one. Okay, out of the horse stance, put your hands here, come down, you raise up, and you shoot them behind you. So this is a horse stumbling. So it's 1. Right? Okay. That's an easy one to learn. Okay, the next exercise is called dragon wraps around the post. This exercise is to really heavily work your external obliques and your abdomen. There's a saying that if you're healthy between here and here, then you're healthy, okay? I've never met someone who had a good, hard center that was ill or was a sickly type of person. And if you have an apple shape or a pear shape, you want to get rid of that right away and as quickly as possible. So this exercise is really, if you notice, isolates a lot of the action in this area, and that's no mistake, because if you're healthy from here to here, then as a rule, you're healthy. So the dragon wraps around the post, you start from this position. You punch across your body you're actually almost sliding your arm across your body this way, right? Real close, not out here. Don't do that. So then here. So as you turn, look that way, right? Punch close, here, 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 on your breath and on what you're thinking. What you're thinking is very important. If you see this as a chore, if you see this as something that you don't want to do, then you're defeating its purpose. Because understand that you can look at a glass of water, and it's been proven, and you can think warm, loving thoughts to that glass of water, and under dark field microscopy, it will show it almost becomes like diamond-like. And on the contrary, if you have bad thoughts, it doesn't look too pretty. So if our body is majority of water, what you think has a great deal to do with what you are doing. So what I'm saying, when you work out, be happy that, first of all, you can work out. That means you're well enough to work out. Number two, that you have the opportunity to find a good workout. And number three, if you really understand what you're trying to build, you should be happy. Because at the end result, at the end of all your effort, is no disease, is no mental illness. It's hard to be physically fit and depressed. I've never met anybody who's truly physically fit that needed a Valium, okay? But enough preaching, but that's an essential part of this workout is to be happy you're alive, be happy what you're doing, and enjoy what you're doing. If this becomes a chore for you, then it's probably not that good for you. Okay, makes sense? All right, let's go on. Okay, we're back here to the big hug. And let's hold that for a minute. Okay, the next are a couple of stances. One's called Rhino Looks at the Moon. This is accomplished by out of the horse stance, but this time you bend this leg, this knee's over this toe. This foot, if you were to bring it up, would almost look like a T, like this, but you slide it back and you turn this way, okay? Once again, you've got a hand here and a hand here. Lean forward to your body is at a 45-degree angle, like this. This is called Rhino Looks at the Moon, and now you're trying to stretch and look over your right shoulder. Because if you don't stretch your muscles, well, you'll wish you had. When your minute's up, or your 2 minutes, or your 3 minutes, or whatever you care to do it, turn the other way and do it this way. These leg stances are very important. Okay, the next one is the big hanger. Put your feet together, put your heel right in the center of this foot here, to your right foot. Bring it out until this knee bends, put all the weight on your rear leg. Okay, all the weight. Put your hands out like this. If someone were to throw a basketball at you, it would be able to come into this area. Not tight, not that far out, right about here. Okay? And you hold this 1 minute to 3 minutes. And here. 1 minute to 3 minutes. Then you come back to here. Okay, the next one is called Tiger Stretches His Back. It's the same position that you were in for Rhino Looks to the Moon. So what you want to do is you put one hand here and you swing this way, bringing the elbow in, like so. Show it to you from here. Got it? So you're here, come down here. The next one's called Old Man Crawls Out of a Hole. Now I got in a hole, no one knows, but this is how it looks. Okay, once again, the knee is over the toe. This leg is back. This hand is over your head. This one is tight, stretched out, with the tension being here, with all the weight on this leg. Not this leg, maybe 5% of the weight. I just use it as to touch it to keep balance. when you really feel good, lift it up and don't put it on the floor at all. That's called old man crawls out of the hole. And of course you do it this way as well. Hold that for 1 to 3 minutes. The next one is called rowing the boat. It's out of this position. You put your hands up over top your solar plexus, put your elbows up, and as you go back, breathe in. The left leg stiffens out, straightens out I should say, and all the weight goes on the rear leg. As you come back, breathe in. As you go out, breathe out. When you come back, try to inhale all it, fill up your chest, your lungs, and your abdomen. As the motion ends, all the air should be exhaled out at that point. So it's like you're trying to suck in all the air you can, push all the air out. Suck it in, push it out. This is called rowing the boat. This will really oxygenate your blood for you. I often do that on its own sometimes when I feel like I need to waken up a little bit. The next one's called Eagle Hunts for Food. You put your feet together, you put your hands like this once again, you reach above your head, and you stretch as hard as you can. This is to help line up the vertebrae in your back, to help stretch your lumbar and your lower back. And as you breathe, just keep reaching up, but reach up with the wrist. Because understand when you do this, the power is going this way and this way. So this is what you're trying to put on the ceiling, your wrist. And keep, as you hold this exercise, keep stretching, and you'll be surprised at how much stretching can be accomplished as I'm showing you now. Okay, bring it down. The next exercise is called the action of the axe. This is a very good exercise, and it's done like this. Once again, you start from the big hug. As you come down, this right hand will come down by your groin, like this, and this one will come in front of you with this elbow cocked in this way. I know it's awkward in the beginning, but what you'll notice once you learn the exercise is that you will, boom, you'll snap into it, okay? Now from here, take your left hand and just pull yourself back up to where you were. Then come back here, all right? So it's up, here. Take the left hand, we'll pull you right back up into that, then here. Same thing here. You start with this hand, and as it comes, it'll pull you right back into what? The big hug, okay? So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So once you learn it, you'll be able to snap it. Okay. After the action of the axe, you have monkey climbs a tree, I believe it is. And you take your hands here, once again, knife hand, fingers together, thumb cocked back, like that. Shoot down, come up, shoot above. Bring them here, point them down, shoot them down. Come up, point them up, shoot them up. Bring them back, point them down, shoot them down. Bring them back, point them up, shoot them up. Go like this. Okay. After these exercises are done, you want to do a breathing exercise called Old Man Makes Medicine. And it's accomplished this way. You sit on the floor, you cross your legs, you put your hands over your knees, but do not rest your hands upon your knees. Okay? As you breathe out, push this arm out. It goes, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. I like to do it with my lips tight. I've heard it called pursed lips or whatever, but anyway, tight lips, like, okay? So, and inhale through the nose, exhale. Now when you get done with this motion, you want all the air out that you can get. This is what you're trying to do is oxygenate your blood and bring more oxygen into your blood and get your blood moving, to get the small capillaries revitalized by the increased circulation that these things will give you. So these are important. So when you do the body, when you do this exercise, do not neglect this part of it. Some do, and I don't recommend that. So once again, breathe out, here. Okay, now the next one is that you lift your hands up like this, and you breathe in, and you breathe out as you come down. So it's you should feel that already. The third and last breathing exercise of this exercise is you put your hands up here with your elbows up, turn your hands out, and breathe out as you push out. Now as you draw back in, breathe through your nose, fill your chest, and then your stomach with air, keeping your elbows up as like this. Now out, in, out, in, out. See that? That's the exercise known as the body. You want to do a little meditation at this point. Because you now have some endorphins released, serotonin, dopamine, serotonin, and so forth, the natural opiates, if you will, of the mind, and that's what a lot of people like myself get hooked on, is the good feeling that exercise will bring to you. In about 20 minutes, there's a biophysiology, see how I'm working out, it's hard to talk, but what it means